Shit, Carlotta did the exact same thing you did. Do that make him Carlotta Bay? Is Noah Carlotta Bay to y'all? Hell no.
This DJ, he gets down, mixing records while they go.
Why I Love Nalex. So I know I'm late discussing this topic, but better late than never, right? Before I speak on them though, I want to express my feelings about Daleks and Stoa as well. So on Daleks, I always felt like their relationship was rushed. Like it was obvious that they was going to be each other's love interest, but they was already fucking by the second episode. Technically, really at the end of the first episode, it was just cut off. And I never felt too much chemistry between the two until around the second season at the end. And they wasn't even in a relationship then. And it was when he told her that it doesn't have to be awkward between them. When I rewatched the show from the beginning, I saw a little chemistry, but it still doesn't compare to what I see with Noah and Alex. Yes, Dallas went through a lot together and he played the positive role in her life, because he got her into being an activist for a little minute, and he called her out on a lot of things that she did wrong, like stealing and lying. But sometimes I felt like Derek was just setting himself up to be heartbroken by her. And I feel like he knew deep down that Noah and Alex was developing something, but he stayed until she ended up kissing Noah. It's like you put over all this drama and wrongdoings, but always took her back immediately. And I hate that the writers kind of made him a weak character in a way, but I feel like he just needed love since both his parents were deceased. And we never see him have any interactions with people because his character mainly focuses around Alex. Even though I'm Team Alex and I do love Derek, don't get me wrong, I can understand why some of y'all loved Alex though. I find it crazy how he's this activist, but in the same breath, the writers just made him revolve around her. He's obviously so much more than just the boyfriend or the ex-boyfriend of Alexandra Crane. And he was even a main character, but it just didn't feel like it, because we never got to see too much of anything other than his relationship. I feel like he's a wonderful man, but I couldn't understand why he put up with so much shit from her. When he can easily get any girl he wants. I mean, look at him. And his personality as well. Shoot. I think he's too mature for Alex, and I know now that she's caught up in the fast life of the music industry, that definitely wasn't going to be good for their relationship. But overall, he is a beautiful, forgiving soul. Even for him to forgive her for aborting his baby without his knowledge shows that he really does care for her and he's mature. But I feel like they just wasn't right for each other. I also feel like when she did something wrong, she didn't even have enough time for to just really think about what she did wrong, because he was always so quick for to take her back. Now on Stoa. The beginning of their association mainly revolved around sex. He did catch feelings for her, but she kept pushing him off. Yes, there are plenty of times where she was there for him and gave him good advice, but I see that as more of Star being a realist and a caring person. I didn't feel bad when she started to recognize he had feelings for Alex, because she kept using him for sex basically, and she made it clear to him that it wasn't nothing more between them than that. And yes, those were her actual words that came out of her mouth.
It's not gonna happen.
Come on, we've been at this for a week. Aren't you tired of covering up cameras and hopping in the backseat of my car?
No, I'm not, because it's just sex.
It's just sex.
Yeah.
I know you really want this. Just sex.
I don't have time for this conversation right now. I don't need distractions before this show. But I do need one thing.
And nobody gonna sit around and wait for you, especially when you made it clear that you don't want them in that way.
Do I think Noah and Star would get together? I would get back together? I don't know.
I think Noah really likes Alex. I think he really digs Alex. Yeah, I think that Noah is just I guess he just understands that Star is for the world, not for him. I guess I don't know. She didn't say she loved him or liked him or feelings or whatever. Even though he can feel, he knows something's up, but motherfucker can't read minds, man. You gotta state how you feel. It is what it is. But I think he's really into Alex right now, I guess. I hope they last, man. You never know, man. This business is hard to be in love in.
And in the song There For You, as good as it sounds, and as much as I listen to it, and as much as I sing along with it, it's not 100% accurate. She want to say Noah Brooks was bae, and she had him before Miss Crane. No, he wasn't your bae, he was your fuck buddy. And you did have him sexually before Alex, but a real connection and feelings before her, no. And you said you told Alex the truth and she ain't care. She did care, but you acted like she could just turn off her developed feelings for him off like a switch. And it don't work like that.
If you watch it first, second season from beginning to up to now, you could just be honest. He was trying to get with Star, for sure. Now, what happened with him and Alex? That's some other shit. You know, you can't. Some things the heart won't what it won't. You can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't fight things. It ain't like he didn't try to have Star. You know what I mean? Star just didn't open up and say what was on her mind, how she was truly feeling about my man. You snooze, you lose. You hear me? That's how it go.
And I never cared for her feelings on that, cause Star done a lot of shady shit towards the group in season 1 that a lot of people forget. And she tried to fuck Alex's dad, so girl, bye. Everything always gotta be Star way, and it ain't all about you all the time. And don't hit me with that the show name Star. So fucking what? The writer said that just because the show's name Star, she's no more important than everybody else. Cause she not the only main character. A lot of people have storylines on the show just as big as hers, and y'all feel like just because the show's name Star, everything should go her way. Bye. In my opinion, the show should have been named Midtown, cause that's the label, and Empire called Empire, not Lucius, not Cookie, not nobody, just Empire. But I get it. All of them trying to be stars, and that just so happened to be her name. But overall, Star and Noah was just built on sex. She was lonely, he was lonely. Just like she even said in the last episode of season 2, they both had issues and used sex as a way to cope. Cause neither one of them really talked about what was troubling them. Yes, he got feelings for her, but Star isn't right for him, and he isn't right for Star. Friends, sure, but in a relationship, no. I just feel like it would be too toxic, in my opinion. Also, she said that she was there for him when they took his homie's wife, and she held him when he cried, and she helped him shake a drink and all that. Yes, you did that, but don't friends be there for each other? That don't mean he was your bae. Shit, Carlotta did the exact same thing you did. Do that make him Carlotta bae? Is Noah Carlotta bae to y'all? Hell no. Now on my faves, Nalex. Nalex is really special because unlike the other couples, they had a build up. It wasn't rushed. They wasn't instantly fucking. They actually created a bond before they got together. They had a connection through music. She helped him with his song, and then he kept trying to reciprocate the help by telling her if she needed someone to talk to, he's there for her. And eventually she told him the same. She kept fighting him off because she knew she was developing feelings for him, which made her uncomfortable being around him, because she didn't want to cheat on Derek, but eventually she could not fight it anymore. And she was embarrassed when that video was starring him came out while they was in that fake relationship. But she still tried to help him get his career back on track, so she gave him the break he needed. Then the first time he kissed her, she was fantasizing about being with him that night while she was really with Derek. And then finally she realized she couldn't escape him, so she started to get more comfortable around him. Then finally when they performed So Sick, they kissed again in front of everybody. To me, he kissed her, but she still kissed back. And backstage, Noah told her to stop acting like it wasn't nothing happening between them, because it wasn't just him that had feelings for her, but she had them too. Then after that, she was all over him because she had all that sexual tension that she kept putting off for so long. Now season 2 part 2 is back, and she back acting standoffish towards him because now her and Derek done broke up. But everyone could see that she was in denial. She was just feeling bad for Derek's sake. But eventually Noah started trying to find ways to be around her, like constantly asking her to help with his music, even songs that was already done, just so he could spend time with her, and even telling her that he needed her, and asking her how does she feel about him. And then we get to him becoming jealous when Quavo was showing her attention and he didn't want to see her being treated like a groupie. So he even fought for the girl he truly wanted and even got a gun pointed in his face. Then finally Alex sees Derek with another girl and she's in shock. But all it did was finally make her admit that she likes Noah and she's not the reason for all of Derek's pain. And she even said it to Star's face. So then Noah looks for her in Haiya's RV, and she finally tells him that he makes her happy, and she knew something was developing between them. Then she made it clear that she wanted him, and then that was the first time that they had sex. And she told him that she wanted everyone to know. Then finally we see the beginning of a relationship. It starts nice, yes, and yes they had their problems, like the situation with the groupie, but they in the music industry, and he wasn't even paying Tallahassee Tammy no mind. And I hated how mad Alex got with him when he did nothing wrong, in my opinion. And we also saw Star have her back in the situation, which I respected. Then Alex got a deal over Noah, but he still supported his bae. And yes, they had their other problems and whatnot, but what relationship doesn't have issues? She was even gonna catch a DUI charge for him, just so his career wouldn't be over. And they wasn't even on the best of terms at the moment, but she still was gonna do that for him. And we even came to find out that she was his biggest inspiration for his album. If that ain't love, I don't know what is. And I wish they got the chance to say it to each other. And we definitely know it ain't gonna happen no time soon, I don't think. But it was obvious that they had love between them. So on this breakup, there wasn't really a breakup. All she did was tell him for to get out, because she couldn't deal with the drinking due to how toxic her mom was. And I agree. She shouldn't have to deal with that from her man, because she dealt with that her whole life with her mom. And possibly her dad too. And yeah, Teen Dallas got happy as fuck when she went and talked to Derek and tried to kiss him. I don't blame y'all, but I don't feel like all the stuff Dallas went through and way more stuff that I didn't even mention, all that build up just suddenly gone out the door. Like, no. Alex is someone who doesn't deal with her feelings well. She runs away from her problems. So yes, she ran back to Derek, which was a poor choice to me. But we'll see how everything plays out, because Alex for sure isn't over. I feel it's best Alex just does some soul searching and focus on herself for a while, as well as Noah. Maybe even Derek could star too. It's obviously a lot of instances between all these characters I left out, but I wanted to get to the main points. I'm so ready to see how everything unfolds this September, and I hope my faves come back together eventually. So please like, comment, and subscribe, and let's have a discussion. Who is your fave and why? Just because I'm Team Nalex don't mean I can't try to understand things from Team Dallas or Stoa's point of view. But just speak facts. Hell, if you Team Sangel and you say fuck all the other drama, let me know. I got love for Sangel too. And they have major chemistry and build up as well as Nalex. But anyways, thanks for watching. Oh, and
Nobody can replace
Nalex.
Game over, bitches. Bye-bye.